time equals love. This is a piece of advice given to me by an amazing friend called Phil Kingham. Phil is someone who has been mentoring and discipling me since I was 18 years old, and he's had a huge impact into my life. He pastors a church now, an amazing evangelist, missionary, everything person. And of all the advice he's given me, this one, time equals love, is something that has always stood out to me, not just because of what he said, but because of how I've seen him live this message out in his life. Time equals love is simply saying, if you love someone, you spend time with them, or if you love something, you spend time doing that. And I feel like this piece of advice was given to me to talk about spending time with the people that I love, but primarily it was given as a piece of advice in how I should spend my time with God. If I love God, I should spend time with him. If I truly value him, I should give him this currency that is available to every human on earth, which is my time. And the reason I'm filming kind of around this area here is this is the area where I've, up until this last year, have lived there for the last 15 years. Like, this is Bushhill Park, and this is a neighborhood where I have walked these streets night after night, prayer walking with God, not because I necessarily had a lot to say and a lot to contend for, but because this advice of time equals love became something real to me in a way that I wanted to just go out and just walk with God. And so for a big part of my life in my 20s, when it comes to my evening routine, I would go out for a walk like around 10 o'clock at night and just go and walk with God. And I never always had a lot to say, I never always heard tons back, but as I walked around these neighborhoods and walked these streets with God, I knew that the only reason I was out was because I wanted to spend time with him. It's not because of how beautiful the neighborhood is, or because I needed to stretch my legs or anything like that. Like, I was simply out to be with God. And what that did for me is I believe it really taught me to commune with him in a way where, like, I didn't have to be saying things or doing things. Like, you might have heard it said this way before, but when you hang around with people, they kind of rub off on you. Like, I know that when I go to somewhere like America, my words, after being there for a few weeks, can start to sound a little bit more American than my normal posh English voice or whatever. And I know that when I hang around with certain people, I pick up phrases that they have, or I adapt to their personality type a little bit, and you end up being like the people that you're around. When you're spending time with God in that secret place, you're going to become like him. You're going to start to see things the way that he sees them, and I really believe it changes your perspective. I found that for a lot of time in my life, I would accidentally stumble into situations where God was blessing me and where he let me meet people and do things where I never even prayed for them. But I believe that God did this because he could trust me, because he knew how I spent my time. And to me, that was an invaluable thing. I love just hitting the streets and going out, knowing that the only reason I'm there is for God. And if God speaks to me in a clear way, then he speaks to me in a clear way. If I don't hear anything, then I don't hear anything. But to me, it's me showing my love for God. And now, as a married man, I know that I have to treat my wife in the same way. If I love her, I have to spend genuine time with her. For my friends, there have been times in life where different relationships and friendships, I've known that I need to pour more into them. And so to do that, I just made myself available time-wise. It's a really simple one, but it's something that changed my life. Walking these streets, spending time with God, it's changed everything in the way how I do things as a Christian, and I love doing it. So would encourage anyone the same thing, really. I mean, this neighbourhood is fairly safe around here. It's not too bad to go walking out at night. I don't know where everyone's watching this from. Maybe you shouldn't go out walking at night. Nighttime worked for me. Maybe mornings work for you, afternoons, whatever. Yeah, time is love. Phil, thank you so much. If you ever see this video as well, your advice has impacted my life greatly. And yeah, hopefully some people watching this video can be blessed by it in the same way that I've been blessed by it. Thank you.